You know what's interesting? We live in a world where saying you don't like dogs can feel almost like admitting a crime. Someone finds out you're not a dog person, and suddenly you're getting looks like you just revealed you don't believe in kindness or joy or something equally essential to being human. But here's the thing. Some people genuinely don't like dogs, not because they had one bad experience, not because they're secretly heartless. They just don't enjoy being around them, and that simple truth can feel impossible to say out loud. If you're one of these people, you've probably learned to navigate this carefully. Someone's dog jumps on you, and you have to smile politely while your entire body tenses up. You get invited to a friend's house, and they casually mention their dog will be there, and you feel this quiet dread you can't really explain. You see videos of dogs doing something adorable, and everyone's melting, but you're just not feeling it. And the worst part, you can't really talk about it, because the moment you do, someone's ready to convince you you're wrong. Oh, you just haven't met the right dog yet. My dog is different, you'll love her. As if not liking dogs is a problem that needs fixing. Here's the part nobody talks about. Not liking dogs isn't about being cold or broken or missing some fundamental piece of human empathy. It's about how your brain processes certain experiences. And once you understand what's actually happening, it starts to make a lot more sense. Let's start with the sensory piece. Dogs are loud. They're unpredictable. They smell a certain way. Their energy is often intense and constant. For some people, this is joyful. It feels alive and exciting. But for others, especially people with sensitive nervous systems, it's genuinely overwhelming. If you're someone who gets easily overstimulated, a dog's sudden movements, the barking, the way they invade your personal space without warning, it's not just annoying. It actually triggers your stress response. Your brain is picking up on chaos where other people see playfulness. You're not being dramatic. Your nervous system is just wired to need more predictability and calm. Then there's the control thing. And I don't mean control in a negative way. Some people just function better when they can predict what's going to happen next. Dogs are the opposite of predictable. They demand attention when they want it. They jump, they lick, they shed everywhere. They need constant interaction. If you're someone who finds peace in order and autonomy, being around a dog can feel like your environment is suddenly running on someone else's rules. There's actually research on something called behavioral inhibition, which is basically how your brain responds to new or uncertain situations. People with high behavioral inhibition tend to be more cautious, more sensitive to their surroundings, and more careful about what they let into their space. These people often prefer cats or smaller, calmer pets, or honestly, no pets at all. It's not about fear. It's about what helps them feel regulated. And here's something most people don't realize. Not everyone bonds with animals the same way. Some people feel genuine emotional connection with animals. They see a dog, and they feel warmth and companionship. But others just don't experience that pull. Their emotional wiring connects more strongly with people, or with solitude, or with totally different things. Neither is better. They're just different ways of being human. There's also the social pressure layer. Dog culture has become so intense that it's almost like a personality requirement now. People center their lives around their dogs. They bring them everywhere. They talk about them like children. And if you're not into that, you start to feel like an outsider in your own social world. What's actually happening behind the scenes is something psychologists call social norming. When a behavior becomes the assumed default in a culture, anyone who doesn't share it starts to feel like they're failing some invisible test. You're not failing. You're just experiencing the weight of everyone around you agreeing on something you don't personally feel. And let's be honest about the guilt. If you don't like dogs, you've probably felt guilty about it. Because we've been taught that loving animals, especially dogs, is a sign of being a good person. So if you don't feel that, what does that say about you? Here's what it actually says. Nothing. Not liking dogs has zero connection to your capacity for empathy, kindness, or love. You can be deeply caring and still not want a creature jumping on you or needing your attention all the time. You can value loyalty and connection and still prefer those things to look different than what a dog offers. Think about it this way. Some people need background noise to focus. Others need complete silence. Some people love roller coasters. Others feel sick just watching them. Some people thrive in big crowds. Others feel their energy drain in minutes. None of these preferences make you better or worse. They're just how your specific brain and body work. Not liking dogs is the same. It's a preference rooted in how you process sound, movement, touch, social dynamics, and personal space. It's not a character flaw, it's just part of your wiring. So if you're someone who doesn't like dogs, you're not broken. You're not cold. You're not missing out on some essential human experience. You're just someone whose nervous system, whose need for calm, whose way of connecting with the world doesn't align with what dogs naturally offer. And that's completely okay. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't need to justify why you'd rather not have a wet nose in your face or fur all over your clothes or the constant energy that comes with having a dog around. Your comfort matters. Your boundaries matter. And the way your brain works deserves just as much respect as anyone else's. The relief a lot of people feel when they finally let themselves admit this is real. Because for so long, they've been trying to force themselves to enjoy something that just doesn't fit. And there's something quietly powerful about saying, "This isn't for me, and that's fine." It's funny how much of our identity gets tangled up in what we're supposed to like versus what we actually like. Dogs just happen to be one of those things where the gap between expectation and reality can feel especially lonely. But maybe the more interesting question isn't why some people don't like dogs. Maybe it's why we've decided that everyone should.